unmute myself. Welcome to this webinar. I'm just going to start this Zoom, share my screen with our PowerPoint presentation, make sure that it is recording. I hope everyone's having a great Monday today. Slideshow, let's go. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to put the chat box up for anyone who is in the webinar currently. Thank you for showing. Anyone who does, I am actually just going live on Facebook as well. I am not sharing the slides on Facebook. So if you are on Facebook and you would like to pop over onto the link of the webinar, you will actually receive a recording of this webinar. And good morning, Kylie. Your new office space, tell me a little bit about that. You'll have to pop that in the chat. Like I was saying, I'm live on Facebook as well, but if you want to receive a recording of this and you want to see the PowerPoint presentation and to have this to keep it for future reference, jump on and register and you will receive this recording. Everyone who is on here, we've had a few issues with Zoom. Well done. Kylie, congratulations. Great to see you going. Good morning, Karen. Nice to see you on here as well. So let's start talking about Facebook challenges. Facebook challenges to me were very, very daunting when I first saw them. I never forget the first time I actually participated in a Facebook challenge. It was a very highly automated Facebook challenge, and it was, you know, lots of chat box stuff toing and froing and lots of things going in Messenger. And I thought to myself, I can never do this. This is just way too hard. There's too much going on and there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this. But once I started to look into it and I thought, you know what, you don't have to run a challenge with all those automated fancy chat box and all those sorts of things. You can actually run a challenge quite easily, and we're going to go through some steps. You do have to plan these steps before, of course, that you put this into action, because as I always talk about, I always reverse engineer everything that I do. So you've always got to work backwards, but these steps are quite simple. You don't need to have massive automation in your business, massive chat box automation. There's just a couple of simple rules. If you follow these, that you can create a challenge. They are lots of fun. I've ran quite a few now, and I run them slightly different every single time, but they're lots and lots of fun, and it's great to interact with clients and potential clients, and it's a great way to be able to add value. So thank you for whoever's watching on Facebook. If you'd like to see the PowerPoints, please jump on. The link is in the Zoom. So let's go. So what is the first thing you need to do? Determine your outcome. So when you run a challenge, you need to determine what is the purpose of this challenge. Are you running the challenge to build your group? Are you running the challenge to monetize at the end? And really, challenges are all about monetizing. Challenges are an amazing way to showcase to your potential clients what you do. Because there is so much noise on Facebook these days that it's so important that people see what you do. So creating a 3, 5 or 7 day challenge is a great way for people to see how you work and to see whether you are the right person that they can work with. So the first thing we need to do, and we're going to go through that, I'm just going to move the laptop out the way. So anyone who is on Facebook, if you would like to join us, please, on the Zoom webinar, where is the link to the PowerPoint presentation? You get it, the link to the PowerPoint presentation, Caroline, you get with this video. So when you actually get the recording, you'll get the PowerPoint presentation as well. Can you not see the PowerPoint presentation, Caroline? You should be able to see it if you're on your Zoom. It's only on Facebook that we can't see it. Yes, great. So you will actually get a recording of this, Carolyn. And when you get the recording, the PowerPoint presentation is on there. Hi, Sonali, nice to have you. Not a problem at all. All right, so determine your outcome. What is your purpose? This is twofold. Number one, what is your purpose for this challenge? And number two, what do you want your clients to achieve? So what do you want to achieve? Do you want to, like I said, take people into a group? The latest challenge I ran was to take people into my Living with Intention program. So what is the outcome? What is it that you want? You need to know this first. The music in the background. I can't hear any music. Can someone hear music? I can't hear anything. Not sure, Caroline. It'd be very interesting to know what it is. I'm glad it's good though, whatever it is. So the next thing you need to ask yourself is, how many days will you need to be able to showcase what you do to people? So challenges, 3, 5 to 7 days. Anything longer than that, you find that people will lose interest. In actual fact, from experience, I find that 5 days is probably the best challenge that you can run. 5 days, it keeps people engaged, it keeps people interested. But occasionally I do run a 7-day, because if I do one that's 7 steps to living with intention, there's 7 steps, so I have to run them over 7 days. But decide how many days. 3, 5 or 7 is usually very good. But oh, it's you. Pity you couldn't share it with us, Caroline. So that's the next step. Determine how many days you need to run the challenge, okay? So the next thing is, what do you want to teach? What is it that you want to teach your audience, your participants? What is it that you're going to give them? What is their outcome in that challenge, 3, 5 or 7 days? And just to give you an example, a couple of months ago I ran one which was called Activate Your Money Frequencies. So it was just showing people how they can activate their money frequencies, and that again was taking people from into where they were now into my program of Transform Your Money Frequencies. So you've always got to think, what am I doing this for? What's it about? Okay, so what do you want to teach them? So I wanted to teach them some of the basic steps that I was going to be doing in the Transform Your Money Frequencies. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to create those logistics in a second. Okay, so pick one topic. Sorry guys, I have to move this laptop again. Sorry, if you're watching on Facebook, please register, come over. So pick one topic. So what do I mean by pick one topic? If you have a program that you teach, or there's many things that you teach, or whatever it is that you give your clients, there's 2 ways to do this. You either pick one topic and you use 1 day of the challenge to talk about one particular aspect of that topic, or if it's a program, which is normally the way I do this, is I pick 1 step of each topic in that program. So again, like I said, the Transform Your Money Frequencies, when I did a challenge for that, and we did the Activate Your Money Frequency 5-day challenge, I actually went through my 8-week challenge for Transform Your Money, and I picked 1 little thing in each of those 8 weeks that I could teach. So 1 topic for the challenge, or 1 step in each topic that your program is going to be running. So you need to decide. This will all be determined by your outcome. What is it that you want? What is it that you want people to see from this? What do you want to showcase as your expertise? What do you want to teach? Okay, so really, really important that you look through that. Okay. And the second thing is, how will you run it? And we're going to have a look. There are a couple of different ways you can run a challenge, but how will you run them? That is something that you also need to determine. Step 2 is determine the logistics. So when do you want to start? So decide a date that you want to start in the future. Really important. Write the event contact or the challenge content. Okay, now challenge content doesn't have to be huge. With my challenges, I usually have a 10 or so minute video. You don't want to be doing long videos for event challenges. You just don't want to be doing that. People will lose interest. You want to make it short, quick, and snappy. So write the content, okay? Begin to advertise it about 4 weeks out, okay? So you begin to let people know that you're running this challenge. If you want a really successful challenge, the more people you can get into the challenge, the more successful it's going to be. So begin roughly 2 to 4 weeks. I would suggest that 4 weeks is really good. If you have a really high volume of Facebook interaction, you can even do it 2 weeks before. The next step is, what result do you want at the end? So are you upselling them to a program? This is really important. You have to understand the concept of knowing why you're doing this, because that is how you set out the whole challenge, is to understand why you're doing it. Are you monetizing the challenge? Are you going to upsell? And really, if you're running a business, you should be looking at upselling all the time, because or else you cannot create a sustainable business if you're not upselling. Now, how will you run it? You have to, again, these steps have to all be determined before you actually jump on and start doing it. So are you going to do daily lives? I highly recommend that there should be, when you're doing a challenge, you want client interaction. So there should be some form of daily lives in a group now, or in a challenge group. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, or an existing group, but there should be some form of interaction with your people who are participating in the group. Now, these daily lives can actually be an explanation of the steps of the challenge, or they can just be a Q&A where you jump in the group and just ask if there's anyone who has any questions, or ask questions. Okay. You can do pre-recorded videos. Now, I've done this before, and what I have done is we did a Maximize Your Money challenge to, I think it was, I can't remember now, the end of last year, I think it was. Gosh, days are going so fast. And what I did was I had pre-recorded videos that were sent out by email, automated email, to every participant that registered. But then we also had a Facebook group where I jumped in and did daily lives as well. So you can have just pre-recorded videos, but I find those, what you want to be doing is you want to be interacting with clients. So if you just have pre-recorded videos, it's a little bit cold, and sometimes people don't get the videos, or they don't have time, or it gets lost in the emails. So if you are doing pre-recorded videos, I highly recommend you also do a daily live. Both, like I said there. So you don't have to do both. You can do one or the other, but my preference, if you're wanting to monetize your challenge, if you're wanting to showcase what you do, you want to be at least doing the daily lives. And daily, I did speak to a client not long ago who ran a challenge and was putting the steps of the challenge in spasmodically every day, and I was actually in that group watching it, and people were saying, where's the next challenge, where's the next part of the challenge? People, you want to be building momentum, so every day jumping in, doing a live, and you can have a new group for the challenge. You can create a specific group just for the challenge, or you can use an existing group. I created the Abundance Activators group, which it was a new group when I ran my very first challenge in there, which was the Activate Your Money Frequencies. And now I use that group to actually run all my challenges in. So now I just put new people from my challenges into that group so that they can actually see what has gone on previously in that group. And also too, it just allows other people that are now in that group to participate in any further challenges that I have. So it's up to you. That's just the way I do things at the moment. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. So you need to have a look at new group, existing group. And again, you're wanting to build momentum. Remember that. So that's why you're wanting to, that's why I use a group that has already almost 200 people in there, because that helps build momentum. Okay. Now, when you do your daily lives, and guys, your challenge will not be the same without a daily lives. Attempt to stick to the same time every day. People, you need consistency in everything you do, and being able to run the challenge at the same time every day means that people will know that you're going on. Like I'm now Monday mornings, 10 o'clock, I'm on Zoom, I'm on Facebook Live. The people on Facebook just get to watch what I say and not see these or get the recording. But there's consistency and people begin to know that you're there. So if you run a challenge, you want to be consistent. If by any chance you are not going to be able to run one day or do your live video on the same time, that is okay. Just make sure you let people know. And this is where, if you go back to the previous step, and if anyone has any questions, please ask. If you go back to the previous step where it says, when are you going to run it? So you wouldn't want to be running a challenge when, for instance, you might have a training going on or something else that you're committed to that you know of. And, you know, I rarely do anything on a Monday morning. There will be on the 3rd of August, I think it is, a Monday morning that I will not be doing my Zoom that week. We're just going to skip it because I am doing an NLP training. But you want to be doing your consistency at the same time of day when you know you don't have anything else booked in. So you need to make sure it's scheduled in your calendar, in your planner, and that you run to it. Okay, encourage group interaction. Encourage people to interact with you. Ask them, you know, every time you do your live, say, comment below, tell me. Now, usually people are usually quite shy, and this happens to me all the time, but you do get a couple of people that will interact in the group, which is great for the momentum of the group. What I find is that when I do my challenges, there are a few people that will interact. The rest will actually message me on Messenger, which is fine. But try and encourage group interaction, because if you can get some group interaction, it builds momentum, and it also means that other people see what other people are going through and they learn from each other. So really, really important thing to do. Now, remember, when you are running a challenge, really the reason why you're running it is to monetize on that challenge. It's to grow your business. This is the whole idea why we do what we do, or else we wouldn't be able to run our businesses. I remember saying once to someone, if I didn't charge for my coaching or my programs and all of that, then I would have to go and get a job somewhere else to be able to live, and then I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. So to be able to do what you're doing, you need to always think about how are you going to monetize everything that you do. So make an offer. So what offer are you going to give the participants? And this all comes back to step 1. So these steps are all interrelated. So you need to work out all the steps and then begin to do it. So what offer are you going to make them? Where do you want them to go? Do you want them to go into a program? Do you want them to have one-on-one coaching with you? What do you want them to do? And make sure that you create an offer and a limited time offer. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so let's say I'm selling my program and my program is $700. I might say to the participants of my challenge, if you book within the next 48 hours, and you need to stick to this, guys, really, really important. If you book in the next 48 hours, I'll give you a 20% discount or something like that, you know, or I'll give you $200 off, whatever it is for you. Now, this offer, guys, you should be actually seeding it from the minute you start the challenge. So it's not like, and you know what, let people know you're going to do this. There's nothing worse than you know, people at the end then thinking, oh, she just did that because she wanted to sell something to me. You let people know, you know, I'm here, I'm doing this challenge, this is to showcase what I do, and if, you know, I am going to create, oh, I have got an offer for everyone on the second last or the last day. So make sure you let people know. They really do appreciate and respect it. I mean, they know you're in business. They know that you're not just going to be running the challenge for no reason. So create an offer, create a limited time offer just for the participants of that particular challenge. So offer the participants your upsell. Like I said, is it to go into a program? Is it one-on-one coaching? Remember, the challenge is to showcase what you can do. So what are you going to offer them at the end? And like I said, a discounted price for a limited time only, and stick to that, because it is not fair for someone who listens to your challenge, runs through the whole challenge with you. You do a limited time offer, they jump on, they buy it, and then they find out that a week and a half later people are still buying at that same price. It's not good for your integrity either. So have a think about this. What can you offer these people? Incentive for having participated in your challenge. Okay. And the next thing, guys, this is the one thing that people don't do: follow up on your participants. If you had people who really interacted with you in this challenge, people who really enjoyed it, who messaged you, who commented, follow up in the group, and then follow them up personally to let them know if they would like to be part of your offer, and do that within that 48-hour period that you told them that they can get a discounted price. So you must follow up. This is the one thing that I find that it doesn't matter what area where I'm talking about with my mastermind coaches for their business, the follow-up does not happen. It is so important. People forget. People get sidetracked with other things. People, it just doesn't, they need more, I wouldn't say encouragement, but they just need to have a chat with you sometimes, just ask them the questions, and maybe sometimes they just need to ask you some questions and they're embarrassed. So follow up with your participants. And you know what, it doesn't matter whether they buy from you or not. It's just checking in, I guess, to make sure that you can also receive some feedback from them on your challenge as well, which is something that I do quite often. I can't believe I'm actually going to finish this one early today. Okay, so contact participants, offer them a clarity call if they want to know more, offer them a clarity call if they still have any questions. And like I said, it doesn't matter. It's not about selling. It's a great way for you to actually understand if people are needing clarity over what you actually did in the challenge. Perhaps next time you run it, you'll know the parts of the challenge where you can actually jump in and fix it or tweak it a little bit so that people will understand it a little bit better. So thank you, guys. I am finishing a little bit early. If anyone has any questions, please ask and let me know before I stop this Zoom today. But for anyone who is wanting to contact me, who watches this later, who has any more questions, you can find me under my name, Sandra Madafferi. There's a few, you know, Sandra Madafferi training and mentoring, or just Sandra Madafferi. On YouTube, lots and lots of resources. Whenever I do a great live video, which I think is worth popping into YouTube, it's in there. So there's lots of resources in there. You can find me on Facebook. either under my name or on my page, Sandra Madafferi Training and Mentoring. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm still not great at LinkedIn, but I'm going to get there. I'm learning some things. And you can find me on Instagram as well. So if any of you would like to contact me, please do. No worries, Karen. Glad you enjoyed it. But you know what, guys? I highly urge you to not worry about all the bells and whistles of a Facebook challenge. You don't need them. They are lots and lots of fun. I actually really love doing Facebook challenges. I find it really, you know, my momentum and motivation in my own business heightens every time I do a challenge, because I see what people can get out of it, and it really excites me and opens up to lots of other things. So thank you so much for watching. If anyone has any questions at all, I just will mention that I do have 2 brand new things starting next week. I was a week ahead of myself. I thought it was this week. My Transform Your Money program is coming to a close. I can't believe it. We've only got 2 weeks left. And then I do have an accredited certificate of meditation, which starts on the 2nd of July, and the Create an Intentional Life, which is my 7 steps to living with intention, starts on July 7th. So if anyone would like to know any more information about that, please ask. I'd love to jump on a call with you and see how I can help you. Enjoy today, guys, and I will be back here 10 a.m. next Monday with another Zoom webinar. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see everyone next week. Bye for now.